games. I mean, talk about incredible. On the Lawrence North side, there's a couple other key shooters.
I'm Melby alongside Xavier, Knott here for the 11-3 Carmel Greyhounds taking on the 15-12 Lawrence North Wildcats, two of the top 10 teams in the state. Going head-to-head, Xavier, we're likely to see another Indiana high school basketball thriller.
Yeah, it feels like almost every single Carmel game this season's been close, and that's because they have been. Carmel's last 7 games have all been single digits, and specifically their last 2 have both been one-score games.
100%. I'm looking forward to the game, but we will let Alina Kaplan get into that for your guys' pregame show. But first, we're going to send it over to a quick promo.
Let's be honest, we've all had bad passwords before. Some worse than others, but overall pretty bad.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
This is my chance to finally see what Kate's grade is in TV.
Chandler, what are you doing on my computer? Your passcode was so easy. Like, your broadcasting grade is an F. I'm posting that all over my Snapchat story.
Hi, Carmel. Welcome to your pre-show. I'm your host, Alina Kaplan. I'm coming at you live here at the boys varsity game with the Carmel Greyhounds versus the Lawrence North Wildcats. It's looking like a great matchup here tonight with Carmel ranked number 8 in Indiana with a record of 11-3, and Lawrence North ranked number 6 in Indiana with a record of 15-2. It's along with the team as a great matchup. There are some great matchups here as well. So let's get into it. As for Lawrence North, their senior, Brendan Miller, averages 17.5 points per game, as well as 10.6 rebounds. He's a great matchup with Carmel's senior, Evan Harrell, who averages 6.9 points per game, as well as 8 rebounds per game. Along with this, Lawrence North's point guard, senior Cameron Webster, averages 15.3 points per game, as well as 5 assists per game. He's a great matchup with Carmel's point guard, junior Cash Daniels, who averages 0.6 points per game, as well as 5.6 assists per game. Daniels absolutely dominated in Carmel's last game against Fishers, leading the team with 25 points. Along with this, Julian Vogue has been shooting consistently 59% from the three-point line in the last 5 games. I mean, talk about incredible. And now on the Lawrence North side, there's a lot of other key shooters, such as Duke Carnes and Britton Thomas, shooting with 40.7%, as well as Davis Baker, shooting with 42.4%. So this game is all going to come down. Really, I mean, each team has really got to take control over these key shooters and really have a tight defense against these players. And I want to take control of the ball with these close matchups, defending closely. Carmel's had a defense recently. They're really going to want to lock out on that defense, as well as Lawrence North is going to lock out on defense as well. Carmel also is going to want this height advantage to dominate in the rebounds. Lawrence North doesn't have a lot of height advantage to them, so they're really going to want to take advantage of that. Now, both teams are also going to want to tidy up with their ball control, with inbounding, with free throws. It's going to come down to all these little details. And Lawrence North is both going to want to move the ball around to get shots up faster on the offense. Carmel's had some slow plays in the last game against Fishers, so they're going to want to tidy that up a little bit. And it's just overall looking like a great matchup here tonight. It's going to be incredible, and I cannot wait to see where it takes us. Now, Carmel has had their last 7 games consecutively
Let's be honest, we've all had bad pass first before. Some worse than others, but overall pretty bad.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
This is my chance to finally see what Kate's grade is in TV.
Kenley, what are you doing on my computer? Your passcode was so easy. Like, your broadcasting grade is an F. I'm posting that all over my Snapchat story.
From an average class size of over 1,200 students
to a school of over 5,300 students
and over 100,000 citizens.
in a city and a school as busy as Carmel, there's always something going on.
So how do I keep up with everything going on?
Simple. CHTV. Why? Because CHTV is everywhere.
From live newscasts every Gold Day morning.
Good morning, Greyhounds. I'm Ella Griffin.
And I'm Leah Larger with your morning announcements. Today is Monday, September 29th.
To the court, the field.
Throws to Sell once again, who jukes a couple defenders and is able to score.
The dugout.
Up middle, down for a base hit. They're gonna wave in Harris.
That ball is ripped, barrel to barrel as it hits the fence.
Out in the community.
And their horn is closed, and away we go. Great start.
Or just sitting at home.
Wherever you are, CHTV will meet you there.
Hi Carmel, driving at night is way more dangerous than you might think. So today we're looking at why staying alert at night is so important.
According to safety experts, nighttime driving reduces visibility and increases fatigue. Headlights can cause glare and tired drivers have slower reaction times.
I don't even drive yet, and I always see people on their phones, especially at night.
Many experts recommend slowing down, avoiding distractions, and making sure headlights are properly adjusted.
And with that, please drive safely, Greyhounds. Let's go back to Zane and Lisa.
Hey, Eli, what's going on?
It's just this schoolwork. Like, I'm super stressed. I don't know what to do. This is too much.
Alright, well, people always tell me when I'm stressed to just close your eyes and think of a happy place, and then you get all your work done.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. The Carmel Cafe. The Carmel Cafe. Hey, can I have a strawberry beans and fresh, please? Yeah, I got you. Elon? Thank you, man. Yeah. I feel great.
I'm Brendan Melby alongside Xavier Knott here for the 11-3 Carmel Greyhounds taking on the 15-2 Lawrence North Wildcats, two of the top 10 teams in the state. Going head-to-head, we're likely to see another Indiana high school basketball thriller because, I mean, these Carmel games have been insane, and the tip-off is actually underway, so we are now beginning the game.
Yeah, Carmel's last 7 games have all been single digits, and their last 2 have both been one-score games as Daniels misses a 3 there. This Carmel team loves to play it close. They win some, but they also do lose some.
Well, here we have it. Lawrence North will try a 3, and they get that one to go. It is Chandon Gilbert knocking down the 3, getting the Wildcats their first points of the game. Bremer up top with it, gives it to Daniels. Down low to Dixon, back out to Daniels. Daniels tries a floater, rolls around and rolls out. Harrell gets the offensive rebound, puts it back up, cuts it to a 1-point game.
Yeah, Daniels missed that floater, but Harrell was there obviously for the rebound. That's where Daniels was really good last week against Fishers in that mid-range. He had multiple fast break pull-ups from the mid-range in transition.
Gilbert tried another 3, that time unsuccessful, and a nice pass up the floor by Daniels to Evan Harrell, who finishes with the right hand. Greyhounds lead 4-3.
Harrell saw that Daniels was going to get the ball in transition and just ran to that rim and knew Daniels was going to find him for the easy layup.
We now have Brennan Miller with the ball, and he has an awkward play there, and he's called for the travel. So we saw Aiden Dickerson guarding Brennan Miller there. I was interested what they would do because Brennan Miller is their only D1 athlete, and he is their tallest player, only at 6'7". They do have no true center, but 6'7", guarded by Aiden Dickerson. And Lawrence North, on the other hand, is running a 2-3 zone. Wow, was that a legal screen called?
Yeah, an illegal screen call. I think it might have been on Bremer on the other side. But yeah, like you were saying, Miller's their leading scorer.
Foul was called on Cash Daniels. Actually, something off ball there.
Yeah, but like you said, Miller's the Wildcats' leading scorer, and he's going to SIUE Edwardsville.
So yeah, not one of the biggest name colleges, but if you're D1, you're a D1, and he averages over 17 points and over 10 rebounds for this team, so he's an outstanding high school basketball player. And he could play almost any position. Obviously, as I said, biggest player on their court, but he plays anywhere from the 2 to the 5. As it's Vogt, we'll try corner 3, yes! Julian Vogt has been on a heater in these past few weeks.
Yeah, Vogt over his last 5 games is shooting 59% from 3. It looks like it's going in almost every time he shoots the ball, and is 50% on the season.
Yeah, and with that 3, he is now over 50% on the season. I mean, it's just unbelievable things that Julian Vogt is doing for this team in his senior year. Miller tries to back down Dickerson. Dickerson staying strong as the 3 is no good by Gilbert. Daniels up to Bremer. Bremer tries to find a gap, has to kick it out. The Greyhounds lead 7-3 with 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Bremer tries a left wing 3, it's good! Ben Bremer knocks down another triple, and the Greyhounds have a great start to the game. And the ball is being bobbled around underneath, eventually taken away by Thomas, and a nice pass down low, finished by Webster.
Yeah, Thomas didn't handle the ball very well. He went all the way down to his feet, lucky to recover it, and just dumped it off to his teammate for the easy layup.
Yeah, awkward there. Vogt and Thomas were fighting for that ball underneath his legs for quite some time there, but Thomas made a nice play out of it. Daniels finds Vogt. Vogt, quick release. That time off the front rim, bounced around and rebounded by Miller. Harrell falls to the floor. Wildcats swinging it around. It's Gilbert with it, who's tried a few 3s tonight. 1 of 3 already in this game from behind the arc. As it's Webster down to Miller. Miller makes a nice pass to Gilbert beneath the basket, who finishes with the right hand. 10-7, Greyhounds lead. Vogt makes a nice extra to Bremer. Bremer knocks down another triple. 2 of 2 on tonight for Ben Bremer.
Yeah, that's twice tonight. Lawrence North has left Bremer pretty wide open, basically in the same spot on that left wing, and the Wildcats just can't afford to leave as good of a shooter as Bremer is wide open more than once in this game, let alone the first quarter.
Yeah, Bremer in his senior year is having a solid season, doing a little bit of everything for the Greyhounds, but what he is out there for is knocking down the open shots, and that is what he has done this season, shooting over 40% from behind the arc. He's usually not one of the highest scoring players for the Greyhounds. He only averages 6 points per game, but when he's open, he will knock it down, as we've seen early in this game, as he's already up to 6. And it's Miller, defended by Dickerson, makes a nice move with his body to create some space, and eventually draws a foul on Dickerson. So Miller will go to line to shoot 2 free throws. Lawrence North does have their fair share of struggles at the free throw line. Brennan Miller, 77%, so that's what you'd expect from a player around his size. But I mean, still, I am surprised that some of these players aren't better at free throws. Same with Carmel. Cash Daniels, one of the most talented high school basketballs I have seen at my time in high school, and he's a 71% free throw shooter. I just don't understand how you don't knock down your free throws, but Miller, on the other hand, knocks them both down. So for a 77% shooter, gets his first 2 of tonight to go. Bremer driving baseline, gives it up to Harrell. Harrell off the right rim, rebounded by Miller.
And Harrell didn't get a really clean catch on that ball. It looked like Carmel had 2 players in the area, Harrell and Vogt.
And it's Carnes tries a 3. Yeah, good defense by Bremer. Daniels got fouled by Webster. I'm not sure if Webster lost his balance, but he dropped to the ground and looked like he was trying to tackle below the knee. Yeah, awkward play there once again, but a foul is called against Webster. The Greyhounds lead 13-9 with 2 minutes and 25 seconds remain. Daniels to Dickerson. Dickerson defended by Prother, who just checked in. A nice pass down low to Daniels, and Daniels finishes with contact. Prother with it. Moving it around is the Wildcats. All in the hands of Carnes. Gives it up to Miller. Miller defended by Harrell. This is the matchup we anticipated. And Miller's going to try to back down the 6'8" Evan Harrell. And Harrell gets a good piece of it. Gets his own miss and goes right back up and gets the 2 points.
Yeah, and that one right there, that's just Miller being bigger and stronger than everybody else out there. He backs Harrell down all the way to that block, misses the first one, which just forces his way to that other block and puts it right back up. No chance anyone was getting that rebound over Miller on that possession.
Harrell 6'8", Brennan Miller 6'7", so they are similar in terms of size, but Miller is just such a talented player. He will get his way with the defenders. I am actually surprised that they had Dickerson on him early in the game. I'm interested to see how they will go about that throughout the game, because Aiden Dickerson is only 6'4", and yes, he's 210 pounds, and he's a linebacker, a football player, so extremely talented, but it's going to be tough for anyone on this Greyhounds team, anyone in high school, to stop Brennan Miller for how talented he is. But that is something that the Greyhounds typically do a good job of, so I'd expect some adjustment or game plan to slowing down Miller. Miller, 4 points so far in the first quarter. Daniels bringing it up the floor for the Greyhounds. Uses a screen by Dickerson, stops, pops, and gives it up to Vogt. Bremer pump fakes a 3, makes a risky pass down low on the baseline to Vogt, and it will be a turnover for the Greyhounds. So Bremer might have had another look at a 3 after going 2 of 2 early in this game. Decided to pass it up to Vogt, but did not make the right pass or the right read.
Yeah, it looked like Bremer thought Vogt was going to sit there, but Vogt ended up keeping his run and going. It looked like he was going to that corner.
Webster hits the
Wild
bottom of the
shot
bat.
from
Yeah.
Webster.
Daniels, woo, a little fancy layup off the mark, rebounded by Harrell, who goes right back up and draws a foul.
Yeah, Daniels gets that ball in transition, and he knows where he's going. He's going to the rack. He's going to, I mean, we saw last week at Fishers, he tried to absolutely posterize a kid last week, but just rattled out.
We have not got,
almost shook the whole arena.
We've not got one on games we've broadcasted, but Cash Daniels, 5'10", has 2 dunk attempts on the season, one versus Westfield at Westfield, was a phenomenal dunk over the head of a Westfield defender. He tried another one in the Fishers game, and that would have been incredible. So for not having a whole lot of size, he's extremely athletic. So whether it's dunking it, trying to dunk it, or just finishing with a simple lay, I mean, he is a scary player to try to guard when he's going downhill. And the Greyhounds are bringing a little bit of full court press as DeLacy Fant checks in for Cash Daniels. Miller tries a right wing 3 off the mark, rebounded by Vogt. Nice rebound there. Vogt trying to push the floor. The Greyhounds lead 17-11, 45 seconds remaining. Harrell, spin move, hook shot off the front iron.
And it looks like Coach Osborne's changing up his rotation a little. Fant's generally not the first person off the bench that's gone to Jermichael Fountain in the last couple of games.
Yeah, Fant typically does not get a lot of minutes in these ball games. I mean, there is only 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter, so we'll see what happens. But a nice layup, a nice pass down low to Carnes, and a nice finish by Carnes to get his first points of the night. Cuts the lead to 4. Greyhounds lead 17-13, 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Bremer running low on time, tries to call a screen by Harrell. Step back, down low to Harrell, nice pass and a nice finish. Good way to end the corner for the Carmel Greyhounds as they lead 19-13, a high-scoring first quarter. And Xavier, I think that is a perfect time to mention a stat that you stumbled across about Carmel when they have a typically high-scoring game.
Yeah, so I saw our athletic director, Jim Inskeep, posted a stat on X that said since 2011, when Carmel scores 60 or more points, they are 127-4. That is a pretty astounding record, only having 4 losses when you score more than 60 points.
127-4 is unheard of. That is incredible. They are 7-0 this season when scoring 60 or more points, and that's good. That's a lot of points for a high school game, but 127-4. The Greyhounds known for slower offense, good defense, quote, Carmel basketball, and that's the way they play. And so when they are putting the points on the board, they are more likely than not going to win the game. So 19 points in the first quarter is what you would like to see as a Carmel Greyhounds fan, because they are trending in the right direction of 60 points.
Yeah, and speaking of points, let's go back to that Carmel's last bucket at the end of that first quarter. Bremer was just waiting at the top of the key until about 6.5 seconds to go. Was just waiting for Harrell to come set that high ball screen. Went to his left, saw Miller step up on him and just threw it over his head. Harrell had the easy layup with nobody to contest him in the paint.
Bremer had a phenomenal first quarter. Going 2 of 2 from behind the arc, making a nice dish down low to Harrell. I mean, that's all you could ask for Ben Bremer, as he's actually not going to start the second quarter. But Evan Harrell, on the other hand, had a rough game versus Fishers, but he's now coming back and had 8 points in the first quarter. So Evan Harrell, a strong start to the game. Miller drives it down the baseline. He's doing just as well as he finishes on Harrell, up to 6 points, and the Wildcats trail by 4.
Yeah, and Daniels is back into the game, and Bremer went out. Fant went out as well. Adler's back in. Drills one from the corner. He's hit 2 tonight.
This man is unreal. We've mentioned it in previous broadcasts that he was coming off the bench early in the season, and he found himself in the starting lineup, started knocking down a couple threes here and there, started hitting clutch threes, and now he cannot miss. He is on a heater like none other. I actually cannot believe. You just have to expect anytime the ball leaves his hands that shot is going in. Dickerson down low. Kicks out to Daniels. Daniels beneath the basket. A nice reverse layup. The Greyhounds lead 24-17.
Yeah, he came around that screen handoff from Dickerson. Looked like he was going to get cut off on the baseline. Just found a way to get to that other side of the rim and finish.
So a corner three is good. Knocking it down is Davis Baker. Davis Baker is Lawrence North's leading three-point shooter in terms of three-point field goal percentage. He's shooting around 43% from behind the arc. Dickerson down low, the ball being batted around, eventually off the hands of Dickerson, and the ball will go to the Wildcats. Dickerson not happy, unsure if he wanted a foul or out of bounds on the Wildcats, but there was certainly a lot of contact there.
It sounded like Dickerson questioned how that was out on him.
Interesting. Well, the ball is in the hands of the Wildcats as they trail by 4. Miller backing down Harrell. Harrell tries to draw the foul. Does he? Yes, he does. Draws the offensive foul. The ref.
Looked like the official came over and did the signal for offensive foul, but just forgot to blow his whistle, and then finally blew it a couple seconds later.
So that was what the holdup was, but smart job by Harrell. I mentioned it earlier, Miller using his body when trying to back down those defenders, and he's done a great job with it. He scored almost every time, but if you just plant that feet, stay in there strong, take the charge, I mean, it's going to work, and then Miller is going to need to try to find other ways to get around his defender if that's not working for him.
And speaking of Miller, he's been taken out of the game for Carnes.
Daniels defended by Webster, gives it up to Cole. Cole defended by Baker. Greyhounds moving it around, 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Vote down low to Harrell. Harrell called for a travel as he pass faked it down low to Dickerson. Had a second thought, decided to keep it for himself, but changed his pivot foot and was called for the travel. Jamichael Fountain will now check in for Aiden Dickerson. So we have an interesting lineup here. And Cash Daniels, Julian Vogt, Evan Harrell, you should be set. I mean, possibly the top 3 players on this team, but Jamichael Fountain and Adler Cole not getting a whole bunch of minutes this season, but they're both in right now, and Jamichael Fountain forces the jump ball, and possession will be pointed to the Greyhound side. So the Greyhounds lead 24-20 with 5 minutes remaining. Daniels with it, defended by Webster. A nice screen by Fountain. Fountain might have been open on the roll. Daniels keeps it for himself, though, and finishes strong. I mean, this is something we talked about earlier today, Xavier, that Daniels earlier in the season was a little bit more conservative. He was pass-first player. His assists were great, but he's been a little bit more of a score-first player, looking to get those baskets, and it's working. He had a phenomenal game versus Fishers and is looking to have another one in tonight's game.
Yeah, and he had a great use of his pivot foot. He came over and landed.
Nice steal there.
Gets the steal, saved it in the corner. Yeah, but he had a great use of his pivot foot. Came around, planted, pivoted, and just turned back and went into the body of the defender. He's got 6 points here.
Fountain now up top with it as Daniels sets a nice off-ball screen for Vogt, getting a little physical. Daniels defended by Webster, gives it to Harrell. The Greyhounds lead 26-20, 4 minutes remaining. Vogt tries to take on Baker as Webster digs in there and is called for the foul. That's Webster's second. And a few substitutions here. Ben Bremer and Aiden Dickerson checking in for Adler Cole and Evan Harrell. Evan Harrell sometimes does not sit an entire basketball game, but a quick breather for him right there as we see Osborne talking to him. Bremer defended by Webster. Bremer makes a nice move, gets past his defender, and a late foul is called against Dickerson. Dickerson fighting for the rebound. Got a little handsy and was called for the foul as Harrell. I said he doesn't go out a lot. Well, that was about a 10-second rest for him, and he's right back in. So Coach had something quick to say to him.
Not sure he was going to come back in if Dickerson didn't pick up his second foul. on that possession there. But a quick grasp for Harrell.
Dickerson has been in foul trouble in a lot of these games. As Baker tries a deep one, he knocks it down. Davis Baker, phenomenal shooting early in tonight's game.
Speaking of phenomenal shooting,
wow.
Wide open on that right-hand
wow.
wing. Can't leave him in transition.
Julian Vogt, 3 of 4 from behind the arc. Light it up.
Yeah, you can't lose Julian Vogt, especially beyond the three-point line on that right wing. I can't believe they're losing the best shooter on Carmel in transition.
Especially, not only do you just need to do a little bit of studying, a little bit of prep, a little bit of film to know that he is an outstanding shooter. He showed it in tonight's game. 2 of 3 before that one. After knocking that down, he's 3 of 4. The Greyhounds lead 29-23.
Yeah, and Vogt's Carmel's leading scorer now, and his three-point shooting has kept Carmel in a couple of their recent games. Specifically, it was the Plainfield game, I believe, where he was their leading scorer with 14 points, I think. And without him, Carmel was not going to be in that game against Plainfield.
And Julian Vogt, you mentioned shooting 59% from 3 in the past 5 games. That was 17 of 29. Well, after tonight's game, he is now 61%, obviously 20 of 33. So outstanding shooting for the past 6 games. That hot hand from Vogt started in the game versus Plainfield, which the Greyhounds actually lost that game, and they have lost their past 3 home games. So this is the first home game we've seen since Fisher's on Saturday, but they're coming out wanting to get a win as Daniels gets a steal out of the timeout by Lawrence North. Harrell drives it down the baseline, goes up, no good, batted around, and the ball is out of bounds and will go to Lawrence North. So a nice job by the Greyhounds coming out of a Lawrence North timeout and forcing the steal. Unfortunately, they were unable to get a basket out of it, but a good effort there. The Wildcats come out and another turnover. So the Wildcats yet to get a shot up since they have called that timeout. I mean, they did a good job breaking the press as it was Carnes pushing the floor, but as soon as that ball went to Thomas, took a couple extra steps.
And Carnes sprint Bremer and Harrell, and they had a couple of Carmel defenders behind the ball as Michael throws an errant pass in the middle.
Not a great pass as a stolen by Webster. Driving down low is a reverse layup from Darian Prother. Daniels up to Bremer. Seriously give the ball to Vogt. I mean, something so great about him is that he does take the right shots, but you have got to be looking for the shooter. But he is guarded tightly by Baker off ball this entire possession. Harrell with it. Backing down, finds Fountain down low. The ball is batted away and stolen again by Webster. So a couple turnovers in a row for Fountain. Baker tries another 3, no good.
Baker's had the hot hand for North. He's hit 2, one from deep, specifically as Daniels goes behind the back.
Oh, Daniels! Nice pass down low to Harrell. That was fun to watch.
He saw that defender coming up on him, went behind the back, rose up like he was going to shoot it, saw Harrell was wide open after his man came to contest his shot and just dumped it off for the layup. Harrell's now Carmel's leading scorer with 10.
The Greyhounds lead 31-25. Just a minute and 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Thomas gives it to Carnes. Carnes down low to Webster. Webster goes into Daniels, and Daniels is called for the foul, although his hands were straight up, and Webster did a good job drawing the foul. Webster, 88% free throw shooter for the Wildcats, one of their best free throw shooters, 53 of 60 on the season. That was his first free throw. No good. Greyhounds still.
Announcer's jinx right there.
I guess so. I did the opposite for Brendan Miller, saying how I'm surprised a player that good doesn't improve. And yes, he's a 77% free throw shooter, which isn't terrible, but he knocked down the first 2.
Carmel make 2 substitutions. They bring in Vince Nova and Lacey Fant for Fountain and Daniels.
Webster knocks down the second.
And Daniels has got 2 fouls, and so does Dickerson. Don't want them picking up their third before the second half here.
Yeah, big foul trouble early for the Greyhounds, as the Wildcats brought a little bit of a full court press there. Wasn't very intense, as the Greyhounds have little to no problem breaking it. Julian Vogt showing it from the mid-range as well. He's up to 11.
Yeah, we've been talking about his incredible three-point shooting, but he shows us he can hit it from everywhere. He knocks down the little elbow jumper.
And they force a turnover.
As Prather throws the ball out of bounds.
So Bremer now bringing it up for the Greyhounds, as the typical ball handler is Daniels. If not Daniels, it's Fountain, but neither of them are in right now, as Fountain was having some struggles as well. But it's Bremer. See what he could do with it. Gives it up to Fant. Only 35 seconds remaining. The Greyhounds lead by 7. Taking their time on this possession. No shot clock in high school basketball, so they could take this down to the final shot if they want. Nover spinning on Carnes, kicks it out. And a foul is called versus Baker, who was tired of the so-called stalling that the Greyhounds were doing to try to get the final shot. So a sideline out of bounds. Wildcats guarding tightly. Fant gets it into Harrell. 15 seconds remaining. Greyhounds lead by 7. Bremer up top.
High ball screen.
Here it comes. Bremer going downhill. Makes a nice pass to the corner. Is Fant. Fant off the back rim. 5 seconds remaining. Baker Davis tries a half quarter. No good. So the Greyhounds win the first half 33-26. And I mean, that is a good first half for the Greyhounds. And that is what you would like to see.
Yeah, Carmel shot the ball pretty well. Vogt hit 3 threes. Bremer hit 2. That high pick and roll was really working. Harrell was getting a lot of good looks and easy finishes at the rim. Aside from a couple turnovers and Daniels and Dickerson having 2 fouls, a pretty good half.
Yeah, and a terrifically coached game so far. Terrifically coached first half that we will actually hear from as Alina Kaplan will interview the Carmel Greyhounds head coach, Coach Osborne.
So how did you get to this point? I mean, you've had specifically dominated on the three-point line and driving into the paint.
I think defensively we've done a good job of matching up with their guys, not giving them anything in transition. They got loose a couple times. The guys that came off the bench, we've got to just kind of know what those guys do when they come in. Offensively, Julian's got it going. We got to find him a little more in the second half. We play inside out, get it to Evan, and he can find Julian outside.
And then on the defensive side, it's obviously been a super close game tonight. And so how do you plan to bring on an even tighter defense going into the second half?
Well, sometimes I feel like we play with a lead. Like we have the mentality of playing with a lead, and we relax a little bit. We built the lead up to 6, I think 8 one time, and we give them an easy basket. And we've got to take a 6-point lead or an 8-point lead and get to double digits in the second half.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to my halftime show. We will be back after a quick commercial break again with Brendan and Xavier, and be sure to tune in to my post-game show.
What are you doing on the computer? Your passcode was so easy, like your broadcasting grade is an F. I'm posting that all over my Snapchat story.
From an average class size of over 1,200 students
to a school of over 5,300 students
and over 100,000 citizens.
in a city and a school as busy as Carmel, there's always something going on.
So how do I keep up with everything going on?
Simple. CHTV. Why? Because CHTV is everywhere.
From live newscasts every Gold Day morning.
Good morning, Greyhounds. I'm Ella Griffin.
And I'm Leah Larger with your morning announcements. Today is Monday, September 29th.
To the court, the field,
Throws to Sell once again, who juked a couple defenders and he's able to score.
the dugout,
Up the middle, down for a base hit. They're gonna wave in Harris.
That ball is ripped barrel to barrel as it hits the fence.
out in the community.
And their horn is blown, and away we go. Off to a great start.
Or just sitting at home.
Wherever you are, CHTV will meet you there.
Hey, Eli, what's going on?
So it's this schoolwork. Like, I'm super stressed. I don't know what to do. This is too much.
Alright, well, people always tell me when I'm stressed to just close your eyes and think of a happy place, and then you'll get all your work done.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. The Carmel Cafe. The Carmel Cafe. Hey, can I have the strawberry beads of special, please? Yeah, I got you. Elon? Thank you, man. Yeah. I feel great.
Carmel, driving at night is way more dangerous than you might think. So today, we're looking at why staying alert at night is so important.
According to safety experts, nighttime driving reduces visibility and increases fatigue. Headlights can cause glare, and tired drivers have slower reaction times.
I don't even drive yet, and I always see people on their phones, especially at night.
Many experts recommend slowing down, avoiding distractions, and making sure headlights are properly adjusted.
And with that, please drive safely, Greyhounds. Let's go back to Zane and Lisa.
Let's be honest, we've all had bad pass first before. Some worse than others, but overall pretty bad.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
This is my chance to finally see what Kate's grade is in TV.
Kenley, what are you doing on my computer? Your passcode was so easy. Like, your broadcasting grade is an F. I'm posting that all over my Snapchat story.
I'm Brendan Melby back alongside Xavier Knott here for the second half of the Carmel Greyhounds versus the Lawrence North Wildcats. After the first half, the Greyhounds were doing terrifically offensively, putting up 19 points in the first quarter and closing off the second half with a lead of 33-26.
Yeah, it was the looks they were getting on offense. They were getting open looks around the rim. Daniels was getting looks in the paint and mid-range and transition. Bremer and Vogt are both on fire from three. Vogt also hit that mid-range shot from the elbow, too.
The two players I wanted to mention was seniors Julian Vogt and Evan Harrell. Harrell has 10 points in tonight's game, and Julian Vogt, on the other hand, 11, with 3 of 4 from three-pointers and that nice mid-ranger that you mentioned. I mean, you usually see him just knocking down those three-pointers, just waiting for that catch and shoot, but did it a little bit off the dribble as well in the first half, so he is just becoming more and more dominant as the season goes on. Webster starting with the ball for the Wildcats as Lawrence North is swinging it around. Defended by Daniels. Webster tries to drive it in, goes over Dickerson and Daniels. That is not an easy finish, but Webster got it done.
And Miller's back out on the court for Lawrence North. He sat the last couple of minutes for the Wildcats with 2 fouls. The Wildcats were able to push through it without him.
Daniels down to Harrell. Harrell back out to Vogt. Webster quickly on that, preventing Vogt from taking another three. Vogt, one dribble pull up, no good. Good rebound there by Thomas. Thomas to Carnes. Carnes defended by Bremer. The Greyhounds lead 33-28, 7 minutes in the third quarter. And the shot is no good, rebounded by Harrell. Harrell pushing the floor. He has Vogt, back to Harrell. Harrell traveled, he took a vacation there. That was not good. Not sure if he wanted to just go straight up with it and saw the defender, but didn't dribble, didn't put it up. Instead, just took about 6-7 steps and was called for the travel.
He did the process in reverse. He took 3 steps and then dribbled, not dribble then 3 steps.
Yeah, so big mistake there by Harrell and turnover. So Lawrence North will try to take advantage of it, but Miller's three is unsuccessful. Daniels to Vogt. Vogt back to Daniels. Greyhounds slow it down now. So they lead 33-28 with 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Bremer gives it up to Daniels after dribbling at the top of the key for a while. Greyhounds taking their sweet time on this possession. Bremer down to Harrell. Harrell draws the foul. The foul is called against Channing Gilbert. Gilbert tried to poke that ball out from behind his back, completely wrapped around him and was called for the foul. Bremer down low to Harrell. Harrell goes up a swatted way by Miller. Now it's Webster. Clumsy transition, and they go head-to-head. Daniels and Webster go head-to-head as Webster lost his footing, went back for the ball, obviously at the same time as Daniels, so a big collision there. Hopefully they are both all right. But Webster will go to the line to shoot 2.
And Daniels picks up his 3rd foul there. It looks like they're bringing it over to the scorer's table. Probably going to come in for him with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter.
That's huge. It's not good. I mean, Cash Daniels is the point guard, is the leader. Although he is a junior, he is possibly the most talented player on this team, and you need to have him out there. But when he's getting into early foul trouble, big foul trouble now, I mean, he got 2 fouls early, now up to 3 with still a lot of ball game left. I mean, you can't have him out there. So Vince Nover checks in for him. When Daniels comes back into this game, he's going to need to be a little more cautious with his physicality. But a nice pass down low to Aiden Dickerson, who finishes on the left side, gets his first points of tonight. Aiden Dickerson, another fantastic junior for the Greyhounds, but he is struggling. He has been struggling to find his groove after returning from his high left ankle sprain. His first game was back versus Pike, and he just hasn't been himself, so hopefully he finds his way back into the groove as Webster gets a nice layup, cuts the lead to 3. The Greyhounds lead 35-32. 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Bremer up top with it. We've seen a lot of interesting lineups in this game because of the foul trouble as Miller gets another big block. Harrell tries a fadeaway hook shot. It's good. Great footwork and just ability to score in the paint. Evan Harrell has done it all season long.
Yeah, Bremer tried his luck going against Miller. It didn't work for him. Got lucky, went right back to Dickerson. Dickerson caught it, just pivoted, found Harrell. Harrell took his time and had a nice little move to hit that right-handed hook shot that he likes.
Webster to Miller, swung to Thomas, moving it around. The Wildcats try a 3, no good. Rebounded by Vince Nover. Nover got up there for that rebound as he brings it across the half court. 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. The Greyhounds lead by 5. Bremer, step back 3, off the backboard. Missed it badly. But he had a good start to the game from behind the arc. Started 2 of 2, but has missed a couple since as Aiden Dickerson is called for the foul. Do you like that call?
Not particularly. From here, it looked like a lot of ball, and the way the players reacted on Carmel and Lawrence North, it looked like they really didn't think it was a foul.
Okay, well, there you go.
They get it back there with the travel. But now Dickerson and Daniels both have 3 fouls.
Davis just looks confused. Might have been a makeup call there. I'm not sure. Didn't catch the travel there either, but Davis not complaining, just looks more so confused. But the Greyhounds basketball as they lead by 5 with 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Bremer defended by Webster. Does a good job crossing half court. Oh no, and Nover, risky pass to Daniels as it was a miscommunication, but the Greyhounds keep possession alive. Nover down to Dickerson, sorry. Dickerson trying to find a man to pass to as he finds Bremer up top. Greyhounds. Not a lot working in this possession. They are just moving it around from 28 feet from the basket. As Harrell, slams it home with 2 hands. After they made a nice pass on the elbow, Harrell made a nice move and was able to drive down low and slam it home.
Yeah, and he caught Miller going for the steal on the pass.
Oh. And they are called for the foul as it would have been a fast break if he got away with that.
That looks like an all-ball block from Harrell, but back on the other end, Harrell saw Miller try to steal the pass and caught Miller behind him. And knew with Miller behind him, there's nobody else in that paint gonna highly contest that shot. And he just went in for that dunk, and he's back in the lead as Carmel's leading scorer with 14.
Fortunately, that is only Harrell's first foul of tonight's game, compared to other players in foul trouble such as Dickerson and Daniels, who still have 3. Good defense by Dickerson as the ball is kicked out to Thomas. Thomas misses the 3. Rebounded by Bremer. Bremer up to Dickerson. Dickerson defended by Thomas as he gives it to Harrell. The Greyhounds moving it around. Bremer tries a right wing 3 off the mark, rebounded by Miller. Miller has been quiet since the first quarter. Miller defended by Harrell. Drives it in. Great defense by Harrell and taken away by Dickerson. Dickerson to Vogt. Vogt driving down the left side. Clumsy layup, trying to draw contact off the bottom of the backboard. Kicked out to Bremer. Bremer, yes! Knocks one down, had a cold stretch for a little bit, but gets his 3rd 3-pointer of tonight.
Yeah, and Vogt caught it from Dickerson in transition and tried to finish on the other side, but hit the underside of the backboard. and then it just popped out to Dickerson, who kicked it out to Bremer, who was wide open at that top of the key. Bremer finally hits one after missing his last 2 or 3, I think.
Although there are few students here in the Air Clark Activity Center on a Thursday night, they are passionate as they are chanting defense as it works, and the Wildcats are called for a travel. So the travel was called against Thomas as he will check out of the game. Darian Prother will come in for him. Bremer. Defended by Webster. The Greyhounds now lead by 10, their biggest lead tonight. Bremer down low to Harrell. Harrell keeps it, gives it a Vogt. Vogt uses a screen from Harrell. Greyhounds moving it around, 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Just passing it behind the three-point line. Bremer thinks about it, shoots it off the front rim. Rebounded by Harrell. This possession continues. Bremer driving baseline, dribbles it from corner to corner as Bremer.
Yeah, that Carmel bench was shouting for that. They knew they had that mismatch. It doesn't matter as Harrell beats Miller on the baseline and gets the foul drawn. And that's going to be Miller's third now, too.
So what was the mismatch down low? I'm certainly Nover missed it as the bench was yelling at him to gate down there, but it was too late. But what was the mismatch? I missed it there, too.
It looks like Carmel got Webster on
Harrell.
In this. But in the commotion, Miller switched back on to him.
As you say, it works out as Harrell goes to the line to shoot 2. His first free throw is good. But yeah, Webster, 5'11" point guard, going against a 6'8" center. That would have been nice if they could find it down low. But it works out. Evan Harrell knocks down both his free throws, and the Greyhounds lead 44-32. Webster, defended by Nover, drives it in. His ability to accelerate is incredible. I mean, he'll just be dribbling for one moment and just standing still, and he just turns on the speed boost. And he draws a foul. They're driving it in. So quick, so shifty. Having a solid game tonight, up to 11 points. Into Prother. Prother down low to Miller. Miller defended by Dickerson and Harrell. And the ball rolls out of bounds, and it will go to the Greyhounds. Miller just lost control of it. Ball is spewed out, rolled out of bounds. It's the Greyhounds basketball with 59 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Miller struggled on the offensive end tonight. Hasn't taken a ton of shots, but hasn't gotten a bunch of good looks. And has turned it over a couple times. And only has 6 compared to his 17.5 season average.
Bremer needs to cross half. There we go. Oh, wow. Webster takes it away from Bremer. Bremer dives for the ball and is called for the foul as Webster had possession and tripped over him. So good defense there by Webster. Bremer was taking his time crossing half court.
And Webster's going to get 2 free throws now that they're in the bonus. Carmel's got 5 fouls.
Webster taking his 3rd trip to the line tonight. The Greyhounds have been keeping this same lineup for a while. Daniels went out early this quarter because of foul trouble. And as I mentioned that, he goes up to the scores table and he will check in for Bremer. So Daniels has 3 fouls in tonight's game. There's only 47.8 seconds remaining in the third quarter. So I'd imagine he'd play this quarter out. Webster's first free throw cut the lead to 11. The second one, good as well. Daniels bringing it up the floor. 10-point game. Daniels defended by Webster. Nice spin move. And makes a nice pass to Nover. Nover has been a little weak with those passes. He needs to throw those in a little more firmly, especially with how tightly they are being defended. Daniels defended by Carnes, dribbling it around as there's 15 seconds remaining. And a timeout is called by the Greyhounds, trying to draw up one final play to end the quarter.
Yeah, we've got 15 and a half seconds left in this quarter, which, excuse me, has been Carmel, or all Carmel for the most part. A 6-point lead is now 10, which isn't that big of an increase. But it's 44-34, and like we shared that stat, it looks like Carmel is on track to score 60 points in this game. And when Carmel scores 60 points, they don't lose a ton of games.
Yeah, and one are 27-4, but their offense has been increasingly slowing down as this game has gone on. In the first quarter, they had 19 points. In the second quarter, they had 14. And now in this third quarter, they have 11. So Lawrence North slowly and steadily figuring out their offense as it has slowed them down. It certainly helps when Cash Daniels has missed majority of the third quarter due to foul trouble, but he's back in for the final possession, so the Greyhounds still a chance to score more in this quarter. 10 seconds remaining, the Greyhounds lead 44-34. Daniels down low to Dickerson, out to Vogt. Vogt, corner three, yes! Julian Vogt, light it up! And Webster's heave, no good. Julian Vogt, 14 points going into the fourth quarter. 4 of 5, I believe, from behind the arc. Unreal.
And credit to Coach Osborne. He knows going in that timeout, he knows who his best shooter is, and he knows who his hottest player is right now, and that's Julian Vogt. They've moved Daniels out on the wing. He enters it to Dickerson. They collapse on him. The man who's supposed to have Vogt in the corner, for some reason, helps off of him, and Vogt is pretty open. Knocks one down in the corner for his 4th triple of the night.
He is incredible. You've said it so much tonight, but you cannot say it enough. Every game he just gets better and better. And it's unbelievable. Vogt yet to get a college offer. I'm waiting for that to come in. Or at least no Division I offers or A offers that he's posted. But he has certainly been earning it, in my opinion. He has to be one of the top shooters in Indiana. So the Greyhounds lead 47-34. As we approach the fourth quarter. So the Greyhounds will start with the ball, keeping Dickerson and Daniels both out there. They have 3 fouls, 5 fouls. Fouls you out. Daniels defended by Webster. Webster playing good defense so far in this game. He averages almost 3 steals per game, and we've seen him get a couple already. Daniels tries a 3 off the front iron. Bobbled around, gets his own miss, and called for a travel. You saw it?
Yeah, he moved his pivot foot on that one. The ball was kind of bouncing around between him and Nover. But just an unlucky situation.
It was a good effort to go get that miss, as it was Nover mostly keeping that possession alive, as Nover is finding his way into the rotation tonight. He's been out there for majority of the second half. Miller tries a long 2, no good. Rebounded by Harrell. The Greyhounds lead by 13. Daniels drives it in on Webster, gives it up to Vogt. Vogt with the right hand kind of flicks it up and misses. Rebounded by Carnes. Wildcats pushing the floor. Drives it in, no good. Miller gets a miss and puts it right back up. Cuts it to 11.
Yeah, I think that's Miller's first bucket of this second half. But it comes on an easy putback when he was just running to the other rim as Cash Daniels with a tough fadeaway. Looked like he banked it in while he's falling away on the right side as Webster takes it to the other end and gets fouled.
So Cash Daniels, I mean, unbelievable finish. And you could kind of see, and not kind of actually, it's pretty blatant. Daniels' game is dependent a lot based off his mood. If he's knocking down shots, if he's having a good game, he's very energetic, very physical per se, and I mean he's having a good efficient game on the offensive end, but on the other end he has 4 fouls.
Yeah.
You cannot have that happen, although it was a great basket. Overall, that sequence of events is an overall loss for the Greyhounds as he gives those 2 points right back if Webster makes his free throw, and now he has to go to the bench. Lawrence North will make a sub as well. Trey Cunningham getting his first minutes of tonight's game, checking in for Davis Baker. So Bremer checked in for Daniels. Bremer went to the scores table before Daniels got his 4th foul. Not sure if he was always coming in for Daniels. As Webster, playing physical defense, called for the foul. That's Webster's 3rd.
Yeah, Bremer's got to be careful. He took a while to cross half court. That's first time Webster was on him, and he got poked.
Yep,
and had to foul him to save an easy, fast break layup.
Oh no, a bad pass by Harrell, taken away by Prather. Here's Webster, gives it up to Miller, potentially a miss, double dribble as Miller tries to make the most of it, but misses the bunny. Bremer, full court pass up to Nover. The ball kicked out of bounds by Prather, so it will be the Carmel Greyhounds basketball.
And Carmel's going to, obviously we said when they get to 60, they win a ton. But they're still up 11 right now and don't need to race to score.
Yeah, looking good for the Greyhounds. A little bit of sloppy sequence of events, so I think this dead ball helps them out to slow things down as it's Vogt in the corner. Vogt gets poked away by Carnes. Carnes saves it, but it works out for Vogt as he gets an open 3. Misses it this time, but a great look.
Couldn't tell if Vogt airballed that shot or barely
hit the rim.
Barely nicked the rim. That was about the only one of his shots that didn't look like it was going in this whole night.
I mean, it was a chaotic possession as Carnes did a good job poking it away, and an aggressive save that, unfortunately for Carnes, went straight to Dickerson's chest. Dickerson out to Vogt, but Vogt missed the great look. Webster makes a jump pass.
North.
And an offensive foul is called. Lawrence North struggling with the turnovers, especially in these past few quarters.
Yeah, and Lawrence North had a chance to cut this lead down to single digits, but an offensive, or kind of more of a loose ball foul was called on Lawrence North as Daniels checks back into the game for Nover. Remember, Daniels has 4 fouls and can't afford to pick up another one with his key role for this team.
Daniels, I believe, unless he gets that 5th. Oh, no. Oh, a blocking foul is called. Daniels using that off arm. I thought that might have been called against him. I do think that is the correct call, but wow. Already just playing his game, which I love because Daniels is likely to play the rest of this game unless he picks up a 5th foul. Then he will foul out. But a pass down low to Dickerson, misses the first one, but gets his own miss and finishes beneath the basket.
And Carmel ran around both of them, and they knew that the defenders were going to be looking right at Vogt because they didn't want him to get an open look. So they completely forgot about Dickerson, who looked like it might have been a goaltending. I think Miller's hand went through the net to affect that ball, but Dickerson did finish it. And fans coming back in for Cash. Make sure he doesn't pick up that 5th foul on defense here.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what their rotations will be, considering Daniels has 4 fouls. So
Carmel ran
maybe some rapid subs.
Threw a triple team at Miller, and he just ducked in with that ball. Carmel's
timeout called.
11.
Yeah, a timeout called by Coach Osborne for the Carmel Greyhounds. The Greyhounds lead 51-40 with 5 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this ball game. Osborne wants to talk things over, make sure they don't give up a big run.
Yeah, and Carmel's scoring in this game is much more spread out than it was last game against Fishers when they lost 53-50. Daniels had over 20 points in
25 points.
So he had half of Carmel's points. And Vogt hit a couple of shots, but other than that, not a ton of scoring from the rest of the team. Dickerson and Bremer only combined for 3 total points, which just isn't enough to lead this Carmel team to victory. and they've already got way more than they had last game combined.
Yeah, and so the Greyhounds are playing a great game, as everything you just said. And Lawrence North, on the other hand, they have a couple players that are struggling more than I would expect. Brendan Miller averages over 17 points per game. He only has 10 tonight. Duke Carnes has been playing well recently. He averages 9 points per game. He only has 2 tonight. He's barely shot the ball. But the Greyhounds, I will say, do not count the Wildcats out, because the Greyhounds have been keeping their past 7 games very, very close recently. So a lot could change in 5 minutes. But the Greyhounds just trying to stay on the gas and take this one away. But Daniels makes a bad pass out of the timeout and gets a turnover to Carnes, or stolen away by Carnes. Carnes goes up with the left hand and gets fouled by Julian Bell.
Yeah, and that's got to hurt to call a timeout and drop a play and just turn the ball over and then get a foul call on the other end. An unfortunate series of events for the Greyhounds, but still up 11.
And Duke Carnes, this is what amazes me, 58% from the line this season. He misses the first free throw. He is shooting over 40% from behind the arc this season. I mean, he's one of their most consistent shooters from 2-pointers, from 3-pointers, but struggles at the free throw line. 58% this season, goes 1 of 2 at his trip right there. The Greyhounds lead by 10. Daniels, the ball handler, trying to break the press, makes a pass up the floor to Dickerson. Dickerson doubled by Webster and Miller, and a timeout is called by Osborne. Osborne, 2 quick timeouts, but that one certainly needed, as out of the last one, Daniels had a turnover, and the Greyhounds were at risk of getting another one right there.
Yeah, it was definitely good use of timeout there from Coach Osborne. Dickerson was trapped in the corner over there. And didn't look like Coach Osborne thought he was going to be able to get out of it. And it didn't look like Dickerson was going to be, as he fell backwards and kind of threw the ball out of bounds, but Osborne got that timeout off right before it happened.
Xavier, this is a big game for the Carmel Greyhounds. They have to stay on this gas. We already see them start to make mistakes as Lawrence North is creeping at a comeback. No big runs yet, but Lawrence North, 15-2 on the season. They're ranked number 6 in Indiana. They won the 2026 Marion County tournament. I mean, they are having a great, possibly historical season the Lawrence North Wildcats are having, and the Greyhounds, on the other hand, 11-3, number 8th in the state. Also having a great season, but have dropped 3 home games in a row. I mean, what does this season mean if you can't win your home games? So this means a lot for their season if they're able to pull this one out.
Yeah, and both of these teams have lost to really good schools. Lawrence North has lost to South Bend Riley, and Plainfield, who only has 1 loss, which is the number 1 team in the state, Fishers, who Carmel also lost to, as well as Plainfield.
So Daniels with it. He's defended by Cunningham. Gives it to Dickerson. Dickerson down to Harrell. The clock is the Greyhounds' friend. Vote to Harrell. The Greyhounds are moving it around as it's Daniels driving down the left side. He tries to go up, swatted away by Miller. Miller is an absolute beast in the paint. That's his 3rd block tonight. And
yeah, and looks like they're going to get Daniels' 5th. He's fouled out.
Wow. Did not even catch that foul was called against Cash Daniels. They will not go to the line to shoot free throws because it was an off-ball foul, but Cash Daniels is done for the final 4 minutes and 22 seconds of this ball game, and that is a completely game changer, a mood changer. I mean, so this switches everything for their offense, for their defense, and for their energy. So let's see what the Greyhounds can do, trying to stay on that gas, bringing the intensity on the defensive end, as Lawrence North is having some struggles. They bring it out. Webster up top with it. And it's Gilbert, mid-range, yes. 8-point game, and a timeout is called by Lawrence North this time. So Xavier, let's go back to that last possession, Cash Daniels getting his 5th foul.
Yeah, Daniels got a shot blocked by Miller, and then Miller got the rebound, and it looks like they called a block on Miller. He's a block on Daniels for being too close in Miller's space. And that's huge because now Carmel's #1 point guard and main ball handler is
possessions, and I mean Daniels has just been struggling tonight, not having his greatest game on the defensive end, obviously getting in some big foul trouble. I mean, he did some good things on the offensive end, but when he couldn't consistently stay on the court, it just caused problems all around. But Miller, on the other hand, what I was looking for before I noticed the foul was on Daniels, Miller, only 16 blocks on the season, which isn't bad, but that's less than 1 a game, and he has 3 tonight, 3 in the second half, actually. So for how good he looks, that is impressive. So the starters are out there minus Daniels. It's Adler Cole in for Cash Daniels. Lawrence North bringing a full court press, 8-point game, 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Cole breaks the press with the pass up to Harrell. Vogt now with it. Vogt pauses, gives it up to Bremer. Back to Vogt. 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Harrell defended by Miller. Miller pokes the pass, but Bremer recovers. Greyhounds moving it around. They just have to.
Like you said a couple possessions ago, clock is Carmel's friend here.
Take care of the ball. That's the most important thing right now. As Alina talked about in the pregame, they have to tidy up ball control, which they've done a solid job of tonight. It's starting to fall apart in this fourth quarter as Lawrence North is bringing the intensity and really going for those turnovers.
And Gilbert is called for a foul on Lawrence North.
So he will check out of the game. Checking in for him is Darren Prother.
And Carmel won Lawrence North foul away from being in the bonus and shooting 2 the rest of the quarter, or rest of the game.
Close to Bremer. Bremer defined by Webster as he gives it up to Harrell. Back to Bremer. Less than 3 minutes remaining. Greyhounds lead by 8. Bremer driving down the left side, tries a reverse on Miller, and another block by Miller. Webster downloaded Cunningham. That ball tipped out of bounds, but wow, Brennan Miller stopping everything down low as DeLacy Fant will check in for Adler Cole.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they keep attacking him, especially when they're trying to go up and around and bring the ball so far away from their body and finish on the opposite side of the rim. That favors Miller in that matchup with Bremer.
Carnes with it, gives it to Miller. Back to Carnes. Carnes, a good look. No good. Bremer trying to box him out, but a nice rebound by Cunningham over the head of Bremer. I'm not sure how that is a foul for boxing out, but regardless, Cunningham got the rebound.
And now both teams at 4 fouls. Each team 1 away from the double bonus.
As the baseline out of bounds is into Miller. Miller's jumper, no good. Rebounded by Vogt. Vogt to Bremer. Bremer up to Fant. Fant crosses half court as he's defended by Carnes. 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. The Greyhounds lead by 8. The Wildcats are going to need to force some mistakes on the Greyhounds' end if they want to come back in this game. Carnes takes a gamble, tries to poke it from behind, but Fant draws a foul.
And now he'll go to the free throw line. Chance to shoot 2 and bring this lead back up to double digits.
DeLacy Fant, only 7 of 9 from the free throw line. He's only taking 9 free throws this entire season as he gets minimal minutes in majority of these ball games. But a big-time pair of free throws for Fant. Gets the first one to go. Extends the lead to 9 for the Greyhounds as there's 2 minutes and 6 seconds remaining. Fant's second free throw is also good. The Greyhounds lead by 10. Webster moving quickly as he brings the ball up the court, gives it to Cunningham. Cunningham tries to drive it in, gives it to Miller. The ball is taken away by Fant. Fant with the right hand finishes, falls to the ground, gets right back up, but a great layup by DeLacy Fant. Extends the lead to 12.
Yeah, and something Lawrence North just couldn't afford there. Turning the ball over and giving Carmel an easy fast break layup. There's a jump ball is going to be called. It's going to stay here for Lawrence North, though. Carmel's picking up this defensive intensity right when they need to.
Great defense by Bremer and great job by the Greyhounds staying on the gas in those past couple of minutes. And something else I want to mention, Cash Daniels' demeanor is great. He fouled out. That's just frustrating. Frustrating to foul out in a close game when you see him on the bench cheering his supporters. I mean, the closest to the coach, right in between them. So Fant. And a foul is called against Webster. Webster picks up his 4th foul of tonight. He's been getting greedy in the second half. You got to at this point. You trail by many, many possessions, and it's going to take a miracle.
Yeah, surprised Lawrence North wasn't bringing more pressure than they did on Carmel. They were just throwing one guy at the ball handler and just letting them pass it around them. Down 12, now down 13 after Bremer connects on his first free throw.
Bremer's second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Miller. Miller pushing the floor. Uses his body to take on Dickerson, but he is called for the foul. Dickerson just taking it, falling to the floor, drawing the foul, and Miller will check out of the game as hope is lost for Lawrence North. They will still bring the intensity, having a full court press, but they trail 56-43 with just over a minute remaining. Bremer double team, does a nice pass down low to Vogt. Vogt finishes with the right hand, potentially the nail in the coffin as a great play to break the press and a nice finish by Vogt. Three-pointer is no good, rebounded by the Greyhounds. So the Greyhounds lead 58-43 in the final seconds of what has been a phenomenal basketball game. I will say if the Greyhounds do want to put up another shot, they are only one possession away from 60, which has been the magical number for them. But regardless, they are going to pull this win. But it's Vogt who drives it in. Harold slams it home, and the Carmel Greyhounds get their 60th point.
And now they're going to improve. Actually, that stat was from a couple of weeks ago. So I don't know if it's been updated, but they're going to get another win when they score over 60 or more points. Ball is knocked out of bounds. Say with Lawrence North, 4 seconds left.
So with that being said, they will be 130-4 in the past 14 years when scoring over 60 points. So that is just phenomenal as there's 4 seconds left. Lawrence North getting the final inbound, and the three-pointer is up, and the three-pointer is no good. So the Carmel Greyhounds win 60-43 over the Lawrence North Wildcats. What a game, extending to 130-4. Win putting up 60-plus points, but I've been Brendan Melby alongside Xavier Knott here for a fabulous Carmel Greyhounds win, their first home win in 3 games, as we will shortly send it over to Alina Kaplan for your post-game show with a player. So stay tuned for that. But I've been Brendan Melby alongside Xavier Knott. Thank you for tuning in.
What an incredible game. That was awesome to watch. You guys dominated on the offense tonight. And I mean, 3-pointers, driving into the paint, it was all incredible. What kind of work did it take to get to this point?
I mean, every day in practice, we just work our butts off every day, and it shows on Thursday night.
Awesome. And what does this team and this game mean to you?
I mean, it means everything. Just coming together with some of my best friends and just working every day to come out and put a show for everyone who decides to show up.
Thank you, and good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you.